Hello. How is everybody doing? Nice to see people. Where are we? Hang on. So Sunday afternoon here in Vancouver. It's 4 o'clock. It is cloudy and sort of muggy, so it's starting to feel like summer is really on the way. If it's still kind of warm when the sun goes away, then you know it's really happening. So that feels kind of good. It's nice to be able to have the door open. Hi, Skitty Nona, nice to see you. It's nice to have the door open. It's nice to have just the feeling of spring, like putting the clothes out on the line to dry and stuff like that. I was absolutely blessed by the construction workers not showing up today. So I don't have any horrible background noise, so that's awesome. Yeah, so the Tricia Griffith story continues to unfold. I'm a little shocked, honestly, at just how very, oh yeah, the magnolias here are in bloom too, Sketty Nona. My goodness, I have seen some blooms that are literally, hi Allison, are literally like the size of dinner plates. I was trying to get some pictures that would show how big they are, but it's just, I don't know. The pictures didn't really do it justice, but yeah, we've got the cherry blossoms are in full. Well, they're all starting to fade now. They're past their bloom. So yeah. Anyway, yeah, the sting with Tricia continues to unfold. Honestly, I was saying I'm a little shocked at how much evidence there is here of this grifting that she's been up to. Like I literally just, hey boss lady, I literally had no inkling of how devious this woman is. And there's now several channels, so it's like with the Lauren Matthias thing. Once it started to come out, a whole bunch of channels are like, holy smokes, right? So now there's all kinds of people looking into it. I came across another channel called what's it called? The Krama Reels. And she has done 3 videos about this, and she's done a really good job. Yeah, there's new channels. So I actually thought I would share later one of these, the Krama Reels, one of her videos, because she's put a lot of work into it. She's done a really good job, and there's only like a couple of hundred views on it. And she's like a steady-ish channel. She's got about 3,000 followers, and she does a fair amount of uploading. And a lot of her other videos have had more views, but I guess maybe for her audience, this isn't particularly interesting or whatever. But I think that a lot of people that have been watching this unfold would be interested to see. She's gone to the WebSleuths channel, and done some deep diving a little bit into the scummy, hey Suma, yeah, I agree, Suma, right? Like, it's like unlikable. She is a deeply, deeply weird human being. And I think that's one of the things that's kind of coming out with one of the latest OLOP videos is just various clips of her acting super crazy and super, like, in ways that for most of us would feel really humiliating. And I was just playing the absolute fool. If you haven't seen it, you should definitely go check it out. If there's time later, maybe we can play it on this channel, but I really like it if people go and watch them on the original channel, because I don't want to steal their views. But and I was a little bit curious about the deeply unlikable and strange behavior of Tricia, and I was trying to look up, like, what kind of a person does this? Like, what is this? Like, it seems more to me than just a grift, but I couldn't kind of put my finger on what it was. And most of the results that I came up with were, they were talking about people treating you like you're a fool, playing you for a fool, rather than somebody playing the fool. And I couldn't really find a lot of information on it. But one of the things, I can't remember the way I worded it, but one of the things I typed in, a lot of the results came up with covert narcissist info. And I thought, oh yeah, that makes a lot of, yeah, I think you're right, Nina. I think you're right. Nina says she's been doing this for decades. Yeah, I think you're right. Hi, Mary O'Neill. No, we're just getting started. We're just talking about the deep weirdness of Tricia. And I think this very, like, this unlikable, off-putting, acting the fool persona is, yeah, I think maybe that's a good analogy of it, that it's a type of covert narcissism where it's not that you're playing the victim so much as just playing the dummy, right? It's a mask that allows you to kind of get under the radar. And in some ways, like, if you watch her acting like such a fool like this all the time, it's hard to imagine her being calculated and grifting, right? So she pulls off this, she weaponizes this doofusy, self-effacing, dummy who couldn't possibly be anything but what she appears to be, type thing, right? And I really do think it is a studied behavior. Anyway, so I came across this video today. I've been going through her back videos like everybody. She goes live like 5 nights a week, basically. And she is super prolific, and most of her videos are extremely weird and off-putting. But some of them, it's not hard to find weird, creepy, bad faith behavior. Hi, Kane's Nana. Nice to see you. You haven't caught a live in a while. Yeah, I'm excited to be here. They are not building construction outside my window today for some reason. They have the right to, and they're not. So small mercies. I have had. It's been a challenging week trying to adjust to this new situation with the noise outside my window. It's kind of still an ongoing situation. I don't know if I'm going to be able to stay here, but for now, this is my plan. The other thing is, just to be coincidentally funny, if you've been watching, you know all about the fact that Beth B bought a new computer for Stacy when they sort of hinted and dry begged at her that Stacy's computer was failing. So my computer is dying. And I literally have just had to order a new one. So just to say, like, if something's happened with the screen and it started, like, it's not doing it right now, but it has started showing up with just lines all the way across the screen. And when I try to, swipe between between windows, they all just sort of start covering each other and stuff, and then it stops and it goes away. But I'm just saying, like, it may not, hi, Walela, it may not last as long until I get my new one. So I've ordered it, but just to say, if everything goes wrong today and my computer stops working, or if you don't see me over the next few days, that's why, because it seems to have reached a tipping point where it's given me the gears pretty often. So anyway, this video is about an hour and a half long. It was posted. I'm going to put it at 1.25. See if we can get by with that. It was posted July 12th, 2023. So, this is almost 3 years ago. Hi, Grizzly Bear Kelly. Nice to see you. Just so we know where we are in time. So this is before Beth B has passed, but obviously they from what I have been able to understand, they would have been friends for some time at this point. There's not a lot about Beth B in here. But it's interesting to watch Tricia doing what she's doing here when we know what she has been up to in the past and what she's about to get up to in a couple of years. It's an Apple. It's a MacBook Air. And actually, I have just, like I said, I just ordered a new one, and it was literally about $500 less than what I was expecting to pay. So, you know, if your computer's going to die and you have to buy a new one, that's about as it's about as good a whatever. I was not expecting that. I was expecting to have to pay about $500 more than my last one, not $500 less. So I was pretty excited about that. And I'm excited. Yeah, she passed away in May, Beth B. So this is literally not quite 2 years before. Grizzly Bear Kid was saying she passed in mid-2025. Yeah, I'm not sure if the prices of computers are finally going down or what, but yeah. Anyway, so I just thought, hi, Tabitha Doll. Nice to see you all from the UK. Nice. So yeah, let's just get started. And you will all be... I was quite amazed listening to this. I feel like we need to watch the whole thing because she just kept on and kept on and kept on with the duplicitous nonsense. So here we go. Oh, your MacBook's doing that too. Yeah, this is this computer's, yeah, you're saying it's a connector issue, and I believe that it is. I think it is exactly that, because it happens when if I open the computer too far, like if I'm, if it's open beyond than just like this, if I open and the screen's tipped back, that's what happens. But now it's gotten to the point that I have to have it slightly closed in order for the lines to go away. So I've got it kind of propped up on stuff so that you can see me, because if it's half closed, it cuts off my head. So it's a bit of a situation, not the end of the world. Let's watch Tricia.
Well, hello, my darling true crime angels. My name is Tricia Griffith. I am the very proud owner of WebSleuths.com,
very proud owner of WebSleuths.com. Just a comment, at some point she changes that to, oh, hi, Shirley Graff, that's very nice of you. She changes that to that she's the manager, and I'm not sure what happened there, so I'm kind of interested about when that happened. That's very nice of you, Shirley. I appreciate that very much. Very, very generous. I'm sure other people appreciate that too. And also, I just wanted to comment how she always calls everyone darling and sweetheart and all that stuff. And I think that it's a manipulation, right, that makes people think, oh, she's just so nice. She just calls everyone love. She's like the little old ladies in the corner shop in England where you go to buy your toffees or whatever. They called everyone love. And it reminded me of Megan and her, oh, hello, beautiful humans thing. Because I just think it's a manipulation. I mean, and a lot of people talk like that and whatever. She may have just picked it up, but I think it works for her.
Which is, by the way, a true crime discussion forum, and it's been around forever, and the members and the moderators on there are so cool. That's WebSleuths.com. If you love true crime and you just want to talk about it 24/7, we are here for you. With me tonight, of course, is Insightful One, my incredible executive producer. How are you doing tonight, my darling?
I'm doing great. How are you?
Ew.
I am good, good, good. Now, before we get started on our stories here, remember, we have a bill to pay at the end of the month, $875 to StreamYard. Why so much? Well, I have two hosts that I need to have. I need them to have the exact same permissions that I do. So that costs a lot to do on StreamYard. Plus, I am storing all of our videos on YouTube and on StreamYard, because YouTube, there's no guarantee they'll stay there. YouTube might get a wild hair up their yin yang and decide to kick me off YouTube, and then there go all of our live stream. So I pay for the storage anyway.
Yeah, so YouTube might just decide to kick her off YouTube for some reason that is completely, I mean, why would YouTube do that? I can't think of any reason, just because YouTube is crazy. But anyway, if that happened, then she would lose all of her videos, and we don't want that to happen. So now you guys have to pay for her cloud storage, because she's like, she's putting all this on everybody else, like it's their responsibility. I have never heard a single other creator fundraise to pay the bills to run their channel. Like, and she's a, WebSleuth is a WebSleuths.com is like a for-profit business. So like, what do her viewers think? Like, what do they think is happening here? I can't understand it.
I thought this was going to take forever. Yeah, Penguin, I got a whole bunch of PayPals after the show last night, and I'm going to read them a little bit later. I'm sure I got yours. Thank you so much. But I thought it was going to take like 2 weeks to raise this money. You guys, we only need $175 more. And I just started this on Tuesday? I mean, or maybe, no. Yeah, no, Monday. So,
what day is it? I think Monday.
Yeah, what day? I don't even know what day it is, where I'm at, who I am. So we only need $175 more, okay? And I've just put into chat our PayPal, Venmo, and Cash App. In fact, I'm going to go out here on YouTube, and I'm going to pin it. And so if you could, gosh, if half the people in chat tonight like gave $1, we'd be set. We'd be all done. I can get the bill paid, and we're good for another year. So again, I appreciate you guys have been so amazingly generous. It really is, truly. I've just been, my heart has just been warmed.
Yeah, so she bookends her whole outrage at Zav Girl's bad faith actions with grifting her viewers to pay her bills to keep her channel going, which I don't even believe is true. I think she'll just take that money and spend it on whatever, right? She's not going to put it back into the business. She's going to use it to gamble or pay for food or tequila or whatever.
By the wonderful things you've been saying, the great encouragement you've been giving us, and we are now just this close to paying our bill. Yay. So again, if you don't have the money, I completely understand. All you need to do is hit the thumbs up, okay?
Well, this isn't even about the servers anymore, Grizzly Bear Kelly. This is now, she's about you got to pay her StreamYard. You can't. It's not just the servers that are gonna shut down if they don't cough up. Now it's her StreamYard. She literally won't even be able to stream. It's ridiculous. And then she's going to spend like over an hour talking about bad faith creators on YouTube.
Just hit the thumbs up. That's basically saying you like us. That helps us with YouTube. And if you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. That's the biggest thing you can do, and it's for free. Okay, you can also let your other people, your people on social media, have them subscribe. That will help a great deal. Now, a little bit later on, we're going to break away again with our.
So StreamYard it's not free. You got to pay for it if you want to get the premium channel that has the premium prescription that has all the excuse me, all the bells and whistles. It comes to about $90 a month Canadian. I'm sure it's slightly less than that in the States, because it usually is. And like our dollar's not worth as much. But she gives this big explanation about how hers is really expensive because she has to buy extra storage space to save all of her videos that she films night after night after night after night after night. So she's making people pay for her to store all these videos online. And also she's claiming that, and I don't know if this is true or not, but so if I want to have guests on here, I can do that. That's no problem. I can set up a panel up to a certain number of people, 10 or something like that. But she is saying that both Tricia and Ping have to have full back of the house controls, just like she has, and you have to pay more for that. So she has explained why hers it's like $900 a year or something. Yeah. So first of all, she's like a computer illiterate, would be my guess. But second of all, she probably either she's computer illiterate and she's not doing that, or she really is storing them elsewhere and she's just complaining and getting money for something that she doesn't really need money for. And that wouldn't surprise me at all, because we have seen that she is a complete and total liar and just says whatever is expedient in the moment. So
our new correspondent, boots on the ground, Breakaway 33. He'll be talking about another fascinating case tonight. But first, it's something that, I can't stop talking about it. And that's the bad actors, the bad YouTubers on YouTube. And boy, do we have a doozy.
She's literally just finished grifting her viewers to pay her bills. Hi, Penny Parker. Nice to see you. I believe we have seen you around before, Penny, right? You're from Scotland. Nice to see you.
For you tonight. You've probably seen it because it's been all over the mainstream media now, and that is Zav Girl. Zav Girl was a true crime YouTuber who, hold on, somebody keeps texting me 8 trillion things. Yeah. Okay, hold on. Hey, Bug, how you doing? It's so good. Oh, my gosh. Robin H. and Kimberly S., thank you for the Cash App. That's what those noises are. Thank you, guys. And I'll be thanking you, too, at the end of the show. And Terry Queer, thank you for the $10 for the Super Chat. You are a sweetheart. Thank you. Anyway, Zav Girl was a true crime YouTuber, and I didn't, it's not that I didn't want to listen to her, I just didn't pay any attention to her. I was doing my own thing. And it wasn't until the Kylie Rodney case that I paid attention to her, because you know what she did? Remember, there was that party that Kylie Rodney was at with all her friends from high school. She started to name all the kids, showing their pictures, naming them. And some of them were minors, some of them were 18, but just bringing them up. Here they are, private citizens. And
yeah, so Tricia, if you were watching the last video that I was talking about, or Crush's videos or Jolene's videos or anybody's videos, you know that she has been putting people out on Front Street, private citizens that are very easy to find, in an effort to smear them so that she can get a hold of Beth B's estate, right? So first of all, she's been trashing Daphne, whose real name I'm not going to tell you, but you could easily find it if you wanted to. Anybody could. It's public information. And she has been accusing this woman of fraud to the tune of 7 figures, that sort of thing. And she's also been doing things like posting pictures of some completely innocent human being who rang her doorbell. And she has turned him into a nefarious, fake insurance, Department of Insurance officer who is coming to try to trick her and break into her house with his lumpy book bag full of tools. He's just a complete private person. She has no idea who he is. She has no proof that he's been up to anything underhanded, and she's posting his likeness all over YouTube for people to see. And this was not that long ago, right? This was not that long ago. So there's a lot of the pot calling the kettle black. Yeah, the lumpy book bag, Kelly. Right? Like, good God. So ridiculous.
And she was saying terrible things about them, basically practically accusing them, if not actually accusing them of murder. It was horrible. In fact, it is my understanding from a very, very good.
So maddening, right? She's out here accusing people of things with zero evidence. At Grizzly Bear Kelly, yeah, it has crossed my mind, right, to contact her and let her know, just so you know, this is happening, right? And because maybe she doesn't know it. Also, she's a private citizen, so it has crossed my mind that what business do I have contacting her? And I have not come to any conclusion. I mean, I have no reason to think that she's a YouTube watcher or that she knows any of this is going on. Yeah, Yeah, I don't know. I'm not sure. I feel a certain responsibility towards Daphne. I very much do. But I also feel like maybe it's, you know, these are tricky situations in which, you know, maybe she doesn't want to be hearing from YouTubers, right? Maybe she doesn't want to know anything about it, and I can't make that. I don't know. I just haven't decided. Maybe I'll do a poll and see what people think.
Good source that was it Kylie's mother? I think Kylie's mother called her and said, please stop this. And she didn't. And I was so appalled at what she did in the Kylie Rodney case. I knew. I mean, she was right up there with as far as I am concerned, with Chris Medetta. We don't need her in this community. She is a detriment to what we're trying to do. And so it wasn't long before she showed her.
It's interesting to me, this whole video she goes on, like, these are literally the conversations we have been having about Lauren and Tricia, right? About how these people are bad faith actors and they're making the rest of us look bad.
True colors again, and this time on her Patreon account, where she did a Freedom of Information Act request on Gannon Stauch's case, and she got Gannon's autopsy photos. And she put them on her Patreon and charged people $3 to come in and look at them all. She didn't see anything wrong with that. Now,
hi, Tricia. Nice to see you. I mean, the fact, you know, I do happen to agree with what she's saying here. I don't think that Zav Girl should have done what she did with Gannon's autopsy photos. I think that was just going a step too far. And I would never, ever do such a thing, obviously. But to me, considering the things that we know, I could certainly try that, Marcia. That's not a terrible idea, right? Yeah, that's actually not a bad idea, because then I don't have to reach out to the person themselves, which would make me feel quite uncomfortable. Maybe I'll try that. Thank you for the suggestion, Marcia. I really appreciate that. This has been on my mind a lot, right? I just feel really, the whole thing is just so ugly. And she is now, you know, she's going around and deleting the videos that show the things that she got up to. And I'm really glad that that Jolene, I guess, she downloaded a copy of the second field trip video before it could be deleted, but the first field trip video is gone. It only exists in response videos. So yeah, I might do that, Marcia. I like that idea. That's good thinking. That's using your noggin. I appreciate that.
Let's just back up here. Think about this. The fact that...
Okay, you need to know who Daphne is. So Daphne is the person, excuse me, who Beth B, she was like Beth B's money manager, and she had a like a medical power of attorney for Daphne. And so she was the person who also had Daphne's will. And the person that Tricia has claimed is trying to defraud Beth B's estate, and she has gone all over YouTube. This is the person that she's defaming, is Daphne. Daphne is not her real name. Yeah.
You had the time to do a FOIA request. You get these pictures. They are horrendous. Remember, Sweet Gannon was in a suitcase for how long in Florida? Outside? Yeah, it was pretty horrible. Susie Baker, thank you for the super sticker. What a sweetheart. Thank you, my dear. Thank you very much. And she had time to think about it. You know, she scanned the pictures into her computer and upload them to Patreon. It wasn't like this was a snap decision and one that she regretted. No.
Right? Do you think that Tricia's decision to go on those field trips and tell all those lies about Daphne was a split decision? Or did she think about it and plan it? Glam Dolly says, Zav Girl was a dirty disgrace, no defense whatsoever for selling autopsy photos of a murdered child for profit. But just because Tricia was one of the many condemning that does not make her honorable. Oh no, she goes on and does, I mean, this whole video is literally that whole I mean, she's doing the she's not doing the actual denying, but it's very much the Darvo and the gaslighting, right? And the pretending to be something that she isn't. When she is literally describing the exact person that she is, and it goes on for the whole video.
He thought, I can make a lot of money off of these guys. I can really make a lot of money. And that's what she did. I have no idea how much money she made. I imagine she was pretty darn successful. And that's what is absolutely just appalling to me. And the fact that she didn't understand how.
Again, right? Like, she doesn't even bother to research the freaking thing. I have no idea how many people watched it. I imagine she was successful, and I'm so appalled by that. It's like, you imagine that, but you don't know, and you can't be bothered to even find out for your audience. And I agree that Zav was completely in the wrong, but that doesn't excuse her from doing her, I mean, YouTube, for those of us who are creating content, it's a job, right? She's just so insanely lazy.
Appalling it was, just goes to show who she really is. Now, what I'm worried about, and somebody else said this, but I agreed with them. What I'm worried about is at some point this will die down, just like all stories do, and Zav Girl will come back on, and she'll have, 80,000 subscribers, and all these people give her money because they'll forget. We can't forget these people that do these horrible things to innocent people. In fact, Brian and
I mean, it just never ends the whole way through. It's this absolute projection, right? We can't forget, and that's exactly what people are kind of trying to say about Lauren and everything, right? It's like these people they're trying to face this stuff out, right? And you have seen Tricia has been facing this shit out for years. This is 2023. She was sued a decade before for her terrible bad faith behavior with Susan Pruitt, who in good faith bought into WebSleuths. So it never ends.
Benton was filling in for Dan Abrams on News Nation, and they had Gannon's father on, Al. And I'm going to play you that right now. And just wait until you hear what he says. Just wait until you hear what he says. So
I'm glad you got it. I sent you a clip of it too. I didn't know if you had it.
I just found it right before we came on. I was so happy they did it. So let's see. Here it is. And again, this is
Thanks, Michelle. Thanks for becoming a member. How exciting. Nice to have you here. Hi, Cuffy. Nice to see you. I like your name. Yeah, just the YouTube bad actors, man. Yeah, and she's like she's positioning herself here as like, the bad actor hunter, right? She's out here to try to straighten things out once for all about what is and what isn't okay on YouTube. But just after this message where like, could you guys just send me some money because I can't afford to pay my bills?
News Nation. We're going to stop maybe 1 or 2 times during this because we are sharing it using YouTube's fair use policy. And here we go. News Nation, Brian Enton filling in for Dan Abrams, and this is Gannon's father talking.
It is re-traumatizing. It's hard to, we just finished the trial just over 2 months ago, Brian, and now we're having to kind of relive some of this stuff and not being able to put it behind us.
Yeah, and I think for me, like what really pushed it over the edge was the charging the money. I mean, obviously posting it alone would be disgusting, but then charging money to see those photos, it's really, really just awful.
The word I use to describe it is evil, Brian. In my opinion, it's just evil. Like the world got enough information from the trial to have every discussion they want to have. Why do we need to go have freedom of information request and pay for this kind of information and then dishonor my son by putting these photos out there like that? I mean, the world got to see it. I don't know how well you followed it, but the only day I chose not to come to the trial was the day that they showed the autopsy photos. Now I feel like I can't even go on YouTube.
Okay, I feel a little bit weird even about playing this because I feel like, again, she's exploiting Al Stoke here to try to provide cover for herself. So I'm just gonna move ahead from this because the man has been through enough, and he's about to go through it all again. So I hope this doesn't people. I hope people don't mind, but I don't want to use Al Stauch in any way, or Gannon Stauch in any way.
Dan Abrams, thank you, thank you, thank you. I mean, you can't tell me, Insightful One, that wasn't just heartbreaking hearing Al describe it. You can imagine. Well, Landon, Gannon's mother, has released a statement that we're going to read here in just a moment. But if you're just joining us, we're talking about what Zav Girl has done. Remember, she was the one that named those kids at Kylie Rodney's party. The innocent kids that had nothing to do with her death. Nobody did. It was a tragic accident. And yeah, she was naming the kids and calling them out and just doing horrible things. But you know what? She got a ton of subscribers and a ton of views. And I'm sure she's making all kinds of money. I would.
Yeah, you remember that last video that that Ola put out with the her having the fake crank caller stalker thing? Remember that? This woman is a liar and a grifter through and through. I don't think that there's ever a moment when she is not ducking and diving in some way, because she is so profoundly disordered that, you know, in some ways, all of this is a carefully curated mask, but she's been doing it for so long that it is just who she is.
Love to know how much money she made off of these pictures. And as several people have suggested, she should donate the money to Landon and to Al, or to a charity that represents Gannon. She should try and do something. But I'm going to start to read a statement from her, but it is so long and so rambling that it doesn't even make sense. So it's just absolutely unbelievable. And everybody in chat saying the same thing. Go ahead. What were you going to say, Insightful?
Oh, Jason, I just lost my thought. Actually, I was holding it. Go ahead.
Yeah, well, and that's just it. There probably will go for a new law.
I had a thought for a second, but then I lost it. Oh, God, I found out about the frogs. It's a frog. It's like she has a pet frog by the name of Phineas Chad. And yeah, that's what's happening. She does not live in a swamp, although...
regarding minors and autopsy photos. So,
and that's another thing. The first thing is, it is so immoral, in my opinion, unethical. I mean, you don't do this. I mean, there are people that send us things and we would never, ever share it publicly.
Oh God, no.
No matter what.
No.
It's just wild, right? Hi, Amazingly True. Nice to see you. It's just wild. We would never do anything like that. Never, ever, ever. Meanwhile, they're doxing a woman in her 70s with zero evidence of anything, so that they can try to literally scam a dead subscriber's estate. I mean, not only that, I mean, it's not just what she said on YouTube. She literally was taking these people to court and accusing them of withholding and like spending all the money and selling all her stuff and spending all her money and all this kind of stuff. And this is all publicly available, right?
No, and absolutely.
That is just, that is beyond me. I would never do that.
We would never do that. Oh my God. The comment is, it's like she turned Gannon into a carnival sideshow. Like, what would you call those field trips if not a carnival sideshow? My God. Or that prank caller live that she did, where she tried to convince everybody that it wasn't Stacy on the other end of the phone going, "Where's Greg? Where's Greg?" and begging for money at the same time.
I understand, but
the thing is, it wouldn't come into our minds to try something like that, you know?
Oh yeah, never. And
literally, like, how did all of that lawsuit unfold then, if it didn't come into your mind to do it? How did those field trips come to be if it didn't come into your mind to do it? And how did all those lies about what the lawyer told you, that this was the worst of the worst and the biggest of the big, and everybody needs to hold on to their hats because we don't know what's coming next, and then nothing came of that? How do they square that with this?
You know, so she does this and does this to the family, disrespects Gannon, and then it just makes everybody, people that have channels like you, look bad. You know,
it's just weird, this, right? So they're posting this comment that says Zav girls should be criminally charged and the person who released them should be sued. So, like, they're available through FOIA and there are no laws against it. And I believe that at some point they discuss a law that, you know, Florida tried to get on the books, right, about showing, you know, graphic images of domestic violence victims and stuff like that. But there's no, like, you can't criminally charge her for this. This is an ethical breach. And that's part of the problem with what we're dealing with all of this, is that these are ethical breaches, right? So, you know, people need to kind of police themselves as far as their behavior on this channel goes, and they're not doing it.
They paint us with the same brush, people. I can't stress that enough. And Insightful One knows that we get painted with the same brush as these bad actors. Cops think and families think that we're all the same, and we're just not. Absolutely.
Crazy. And then this could affect the openness of records in the future.
Yeah, hopefully we're not going to close them up tighter. That's what I'm worried about. Glam Dolly 30 says that.
Yeah, right, because they still want access to the records that work for them. So Glam Dolly 30 says other former long-term loyal web sleuth subs may wonder why I abandoned the channel in August of 2025. I had personal contact with Tricia as a previous guest on the channel and stupidly assumed we were pals. Yeah, I mean, that was one of the documents in the court case from the Sue Pruitt situation, was saying the same sort of thing, right? You know, a former subscriber who had given lots of money, and she said, I thought she was my best friend. Right? She pretends to be their friend. She reaches out and pretends to care about these people and gets them into thinking that they are personal friends, and then she takes their money, and, you know, when the money dries up, she shuts the door in their faces.
Girl is a toxic narcissist. Something is seriously amiss with her. Empathy and compassion for a start. Exactly. It's like she doesn't get it. You know, and I would give her a little itty bitty bit of credit if she went, oh my God, I didn't even think, I'm so sorry. I didn't think, what was I thinking? Then you might go, well.
Right. I mean, this is the interesting thing about all of this, about literally every single thing that she says throughout this entire video. And it goes on for an hour and a half. She had planned to have a guest on to talk about something, but this topic was so fruitful with her audience that she ends up just staying with this the whole time. But throughout the entire thing, it becomes very clear that she knows where the boundaries are, that she knows what the ethical boundaries of, you know, whatever are, right? She knows very well. And that's part of the grift, right? People go, well, she would never do that. I have heard her talk about it. She would never do that. She's not like that. Right? But it's just an indication to all of us that she knows exactly what she's doing.
Okay, but maybe not. But she hasn't done that at all. Yeah, they think they're scientists when they're just sick, morbid people. Exactly. So anyway, what I want to do now.
Yeah, I mean, again, right? This comment, they think they're scientists when they're just sick, morbid people. I mean, again, you don't know that, right? Some of the people that are looking at those pictures may be just morbid people. Some people may have a genuine interest in autopsy photos. I mean, there are plenty of people that go to school. That's why we have coroners and medical examiners and people who do the science, because there are people who do this for a profession. So to suggest that everybody that would want to look at it is just some sick, morbid loser is, again, it's just an indication of how unprofessional these people are, right? They're not, they very badly want to sell how bad this Zav girl is because it makes her look good, but to the point of not even being able to use their common sense about the fact that obviously different people are going to have different motivations for this. And there are those people who have a genuine scientific interest. Not to say that I think that Zav had any right in any business putting up those photos, but it's just, to me, it's the fact that they don't, like, I don't know. I don't know what I'm trying to say. I just feel like she doesn't do any work beforehand. She finds something that is like an easy grift and just goes with it with the easiest interpretation, right? It's very easy to condemn every single person who had an interest in those photos unthinkingly because it fits her narrative, right? And it's just, to me, it's just it's just more evidence of laziness and, you know, lack of critical awareness, lack of self-awareness, all of it.
Hang on here, let me grab it. I have Landon's statement somewhere. So hold on here. Hold on. Let me just tell you, let me reiterate here because I had a question in my box here. Yeah, if you go to the pro level on StreamYard, and the pro level is like $468 a year, but I had to add extra to it to have Ping and Insightful One be host. So I had to have extra to that. I had to have my own special pricing. They don't even have that pricing up.
She's actually a victim of her needs. She's actually a victim, not of her needs, but she's a victim of the needs of her audience, right? Because if it wasn't for them needing her to do all these lives all the time and have all these very important people behind the scenes with her, you know, she wouldn't be in this pickle.
And, you know, if anybody has a question with it, just, you know, you can call StreamYard and ask them how much it is.
I'll do a lie detector test. I don't care. I'll do a lie detector test if I have to.
Is to have 3 co-hosts with all equal.
Sorry, she said that. She actually said that she would do a lie detector test about the what do you call? About the "Be Me" text. The text from beyond the grave that she received, that she claims to have received from Beth B, even though she had Beth B's phone at the time. Yeah.
You know, access and ask how much it is to store 2-hour-long videos for, you know, 365 days a year, basically. So yeah, you have to get special pricing for the StreamYard bill that I have, and that's what it is. The only thing, God, I can't. They just took it. They'll just take it directly out of my my bank account here. So I'm trying to think if I can get it. I'll get it. You know what? If anybody has any questions, I'll get an invoice from them. Okay. So there we go. Anyway, let's see here.
Right, because that's gonna head people off. I mean, who is gonna say, "Show me the invoice. I want to see the invoice." Right? Nobody. Right? They're all gonna. It's all part of the. It's all part of the grift.
Gannon, Kay Woodcock, Zap Girls community page. Oh, did anybody of the mods have the Landon's statement?
I believe it's in our group when we look.
Yeah, if you could, that would be great.
Right? Again, like, she's not prepared. She doesn't have the statement ready to go. She's supposedly a professional of many, many years, and yet she doesn't even have the documents that she needs ready to go.
Okay, I want to read what Kay Woodcock said, okay? And this is about Zab Girl. And Kay Woodcock.
Tricia, I am going to move ahead because I am not going to, again, I feel the same way about this. I am not having her using your mom to make her money. So I'm just going to move ahead. I'm not sharing that on my channel. I can't stop her from doing it, but I don't have to share it.
For others who have experienced such a night, say that if it happened to you, girl. Hey guys, I want to address what's going on right now with the Gannon autopsy coroner video I created. Unfortunately, this seems...
Okay, so this is the Zav girl response.
To be something where people are very divided on how they feel about it, and I'm hearing a lot from both sides. The reality of the situation is that different people feel differently about this. Some people genuinely think making a video, including the autopsy photo, is bad, and I respect their opinion and feelings. Other people, like myself, think of autopsy photos and the coroner discussing and explaining them as interesting and informative.
So again, I would say that there are definitely people who would find that interesting, informative. I just don't think that Zav girl really should be taking it upon herself to put that out there for those people. There are avenues and ways for people to learn those things that don't involve exploiting victims. And that's all I'm going to say about that. So
let's see, interesting and informative, and are able to view it all in a more scientific, detached way. It's just one of those things where it depends on the person. No, it isn't. Sorry, I'm going to try and withhold comments. I'll just keep blowing up. The reality,
I mean, again, right? Again, like it's this knee-jerk reaction that she thinks is going to make her look good. She's so against this and whatever. And it's like, of course, there are people who are able to be detached from this kind of stuff. And if there were not, then we would have a real hard time in solving these types of crimes if there wasn't anybody that was able to be detached and to be able to look at these types of to be able, not just the photos, right? The people have to examine bodies that have been traumatized in terrible ways, and they have to find a way to be detached to do that. And it's an extremely important part of our criminal justice system. And for her to be just, painting everyone with the same brush here and acting like anyone who could ever detach from something like this is a monster of a human being is just lazy journalism, and I'm sick of her lazy journalism.
Of the situation. Oh, whoops, sorry. I am not adamantly against taking down the video if people are truly unhappy with it, and I will absolutely consider doing that. But right now, it seems that there are a lot of other people who are acting in bad faith and creating lies for fun and excitement in order to pit others against me. No, I don't think anybody's committing lies because they don't need to. What you've done is bad enough.
Right. So again, like she's taken down the video again. Jolene responded to the video where Tricia went on there and responded to the fact that people had come across her field trip videos and were sort of exposing this whole grift with Beth B. It's just really interesting to watch how this is playing out. And she's on the side that, she's pretending to be on the side that we are on, right? In dealing with her. And she's very high and mighty about it. And this is from someone who 10 years ago was sued for all of her grifting off of her viewers.
If you've heard the latest rumor that I've been distributing photos of Gannon's genitalia, I assure you I have not. So it's a bit difficult to sort through what's what. When there are other creators who have had the same autopsy photos up right here on YouTube for public viewing on their channel, where anyone can stumble across them and they're not being attacked as I am right now, well, it's because, first of all, they're probably really small channels. I have not seen Gannon's autopsy. Second of all, they weren't charging for them.
Again, with the lazy journalism, right? She is just going to be here to say against everything that Zav says. And I am not by any means on Zav's side, but her going, well, they're probably small channels and they didn't charge for them. So the fact that they are small channels and not charging for them should not make any difference based on everything that she's been saying. So like, everything she's doing and saying here is literally just reactionary without being able to actually even think on her feet. And if she had planned for this at all, right, she would have had the documents ready. She would have read through all of them. She would know exactly what was coming, and she would have her opinions about those things ready to share instead of just knee-jerk nonsense that doesn't include any nuance about the situation whatsoever, and assumptions. Well, I assume they're smart channels and they're not paying and they're not getting money for it. Like, so you think putting Gannon's autopsy photos out there for free is okay then? Because that doesn't make sense.
That's where the disconnect is. That girl doesn't understand that it's bad enough putting up the autopsies. Yeah, that's awful. But to charge for them, it's like a double whammy. Okay, so anyway, as I am now, it becomes obvious that some of this hate I'm receiving is not genuine and is being done for other reason. YouTube drama gets clicks. I understand some of you have issues with me charging money on my Patreon for the video. If I was charging money for autopsy files alone or something like that, I think I'd see your point. But in this case, I spent a lot of time, worked hard putting together a video, lining up the coroner's audio and descriptions, along with the appropriate part of the photos she is describing and editing it together to try and make it as informative as possible for the viewer. That is what I'm charging for, which I would hope you could agree is understandable. No, you're not. That's basically, you're saying you're charging for your time. No, because you put time and effort into other videos, you don't charge for them.
Again, she doesn't actually know what she's talking about, because it seems like she didn't actually go over to her Patreon and find out what, she doesn't even know how Patreon works. It's going to start to be clear, right? So again, she's not saying, oh, I don't actually know how it works, but if it works this way, then this. She's just assuming things that she doesn't know.
But you know, people want to see these. These are a high ticket item. And that's why you're charging for them. Don't give us that baloney. That's God. Anyway, thank you to those who have reached out to me with your take on it in a respectful way, who understand this is simply a bit of a gray area as to what is socially acceptable and what isn't. Like I
Yeah, but when people reach out to her in a, oh my God, my computer's gonna die. When people reach out to Tricia in a respectful way and try to ask questions about what is going on in her situation. Sorry, I've had to close my screen a bit because it's starting to do the line thing. When people reach out respectfully in her chat to ask her questions about what's going on with Beth B, bans them. She deletes their comments and bans them from the chat, right? So
I said, I'm not against removing the video. I care about what you think. But it's hard to make sense of it all while I'm getting some very seriously unhinged threats being made against myself and my loved ones. And those threats are coming from those who claim I'm doing something morally objectionable.
So yeah, just to say, I do think it's morally objectionable. I don't think she had any right to put those photos up there. Maybe she has the legal right. I don't think she has the ethical right. I am not defending Zav Girl's actions in any way. And I think that I think it's a pretense, right? That, you know, oh, some people just find it interesting and stuff. I think she should have known that there was going to be a big backlash from it. And I have to question the rightness in the head of anybody who would post autopsy pictures of a child. So just to say that.
For those of you who are willing to discuss this rationally and want to communicate your thoughts, please comment on this post, as I might not see it anywhere else. After I deal with the threats, I will come back and read everything here so I can get an idea on the best way to proceed based on all of your input. Well, let me tell you about all of her input. It all pretty much went like this. One of my children died in 2005, so I'm responding as a parent. What you did with Gannon's autopsy photos is appalling. It's simply appalling. Another one says, here's the thing. This isn't about what we think. Gannon's family has been through hell that most of us will never comprehend. The case was closed already, and his family has finally started to heal from those wounds. All this did was reopen those wounds for absolutely no reason other than greed. And
interesting, though, that Zav has left those comments up, right, for people to read and for Tricia to come along and read on the internet. but she deletes any comments that are negative about her, right? She fully curates her comment section, so it's all supportive comments for Tricia's grifting.
And another one, ask yourself, how would you feel if this was your child, brother, grandson, or nephew? And another person, you want to be paid for all that work you did making a disturbing video of a brutally murdered little boy? Gannon paid the ultimate price. Karma is real and it has no expiration date. Oh, let's continue on. All I want to
Yeah, so like she is now getting content out of all these outraged people, right? She's getting content out of all the outrage. And she hasn't even bothered to look into it properly or prepare a proper presentation for her, for her viewers.
To know is, did you ever for 1 second consider Gannon's family? Yes or no? I'm just reading just bits and pieces of them. They're much longer. You are not the victim here. What you did was unfathomable. You should be ashamed of yourself. Zav, when you or anyone can be emotionally detached from autopsy photos of a naked child who was brutally murdered, it's time to take a break from true crime. We know how Gannon died. No photos needed. That's a good point. We know how he died. Don't need to make any photos. Don't need to make them available. Stop making excuses and trying to justify this. It's horrific. And it goes on and on. I think there's over 3,000 comments. Yeah, 3,193 comments. And I think they're all pretty much like that.
Right? And all of those comments, I mean, obviously, there are degrees of horrific, and the things that Patricia has done to Daphne, is degrees of horrific less than what Zav Girl did with Gannon's photos. But basically, every single comment that she's reading out could be directed at her. And instead of responding to those or, reflecting on those, she just deletes them and moves on with the grift.
So I don't think there's any question that she's not going to know how to deal with this. So anyway, what has everybody been saying in chat, Insightful One? Can you give me an idea?
Oh, yeah, a lot of people are upset by it. People are asking about laws right now in Florida. So I'm looking up because there was recently a law passed blocking the release of certain photos related to crime scenes with children and other victims. So I'm finding that link for that article right now.
Oh, good. Yeah, that would.
So I see Lori's back with us today. Lori, who was over here the other day calling me an idiot. So what's happened, Lori? Have you decided to join the side of right? Or are you just over here to troll on behalf of the original grifter?
Would be great. And HD said, I heard that she's bleeding subs because of this. Good. Let me check and see where her subs are. Hold on. Zav Girl YouTube. Let me get there.
Yeah.
Where are her subscribers? Let's see. Will that show me? Why can't I see her subscribers? I can't see her, the number. What are the number of her subs? Let me go to one of her videos. Maybe it'll have it on there. So hang on here. Let me just pull it up real quick. She has 89,200 subscribers, and I don't know what she had before that. So I think she had over. I think she might have had over 100. I'm not sure, but yeah, if you have subscribed, please unsubscribe, because reading that statement from her, it's
yeah. So if you are subscribed to Patricia, to WebSleuths, please unsubscribe. So I didn't realize that was a cool thing to do, to come on YouTube and tell people to unsubscribe to other creators. But apparently it's okay because the OG Patricia Griffith is doing it. So
very clear. She has no idea what she has done. Now I'm going to play another video here, and this is actually from Brian Enton yesterday. Where did my earbuds go? This is from Brian Enton yesterday, and boy, was he mad. Let me pull this up really quick. And hi, everybody in chat. Hey, if you could please hit that thumbs up button, I'd really appreciate it. And has made,
again, sorry, just moving through that. I am not interested in listening to Tricia using Al Stouck for her for her, you know, scamming. Yeah, so Lori's here to tell us. Lori's here to tell us all about how everybody over on WebSleuths channel are sweet, nice people, and you know, maybe they are, and more's the pity that they're being sucked in by this vicious grifter.
Actually, news all over the world, as Angalee points out. Newsweek, New York Post, Daily Mail, all have reported on the subject and named Zav Girl. You know, wow. You know me, I'm always terrified that I'm going to say something stupid and do something wrong and everyone's going to hate me, and I stress out and I cry and I overeat, and you know, that's the daily.
Yeah, she's such a victim of her own stupidity. It's really awful. Poor Tricia. She's just she's always so worried that she's going to say something stupid that she deliberately goes out and acts like an idiot so that when she says something stupid, you won't notice.
Thing, right?
Yeah.
I can't imagine doing something on purpose and then getting this kind of reaction. I would die. I would feel so horrible, absolutely horrible.
Tricia, that's because you have a conscience and feelings.
Well, you know, I hate to like be so flippant as to say, well, she just doesn't have a conscience, but she's not getting it. And she did.
Right? Because she has a conscience, apparently, except when it comes to accusing innocent people of fraud so that she can get her hands on the money of a subscriber who she's been scamming for years. Like, this woman is actually really, she's scary to me, right? Like, some of the things that she has admitted, like that Beth did not want her there and she refused to leave. Beth didn't want her staying overnight, but she refused to leave. Things like that. When she is putting herself in charge of an octogenarian who is, you know, frail and needing support, and then refusing to adhere to that woman's wishes, is, to me, it's scary, right? But she's posting it online as though it's funny. And none of it is funny. It's really scary, right? The way she talks about Beth B, she's always like, oh, she was so funny. And like half the time what she's laughing about is Beth B saying, like, I don't want you here. Like, leave. Like, it's fine. I'm fine. Don't keep harassing me. Leave me. If I don't answer the phone, don't come bursting into my house like a lunatic, right? And she just would carry on doing it anyway.
Didn't get it when she was harassing the Kylie Rodney kids at that party and naming them and showing their pictures. It was horrible, you know? And I talked a little bit about this, and I can't say much more than what I'm going to tell you. And it's real obnoxious when people do that, and I'm doing it, so I apologize. There is a...
Yeah, it's called vague posting, and she does it all the time. And it's exactly what she did with this whole story with Daphne and Beth B, was pretending like there was this terrible situation going on, and she was sleuthing it out, and she was finding out all the dirty, nasty secrets, but she couldn't tell you. I can tell you this much. You're not going to believe it when you hear the truth, right? It's a tactic that she uses to get people all to get people all worked up, right? I'm not sure what you're up to here, Lori. I'm not sure what you're up to. You were here the other day being pretty rude, and I'm not sure why you're here now. I don't think I'm mistaking you for somebody else. I'm pretty sure this is the same person that was here the other day telling me that I am a sad person and that I'm using Tricia, and et cetera, et cetera. Well, you're trying to make peace. Well, you know how you make peace? You apologize for your past bad faith behavior, and you ask to be forgiven. You don't just come over here and pretend like you didn't do those things. So maybe grow up a bit, Lori, if you want to talk with the adults.
National publication, big, that is doing a story on bad YouTubers. And let me just say, I would not be surprised to see if Zab Girl isn't in that article. Would not be surprised.
Right? Who wouldn't be surprised to see Tricia in the article about bad faith YouTubers? Right? Why exactly, Lori? Trying to make friends, right? You're one of her chatters coming over here calling me names. So maybe not all her chatters aren't these lovely, sweet people that you claim they are. We're not stupid, Lori.
So we'll just have to wait and see. And, everybody, I would like anybody to please, and we won't get all over you. We won't argue with you. We won't say mean things. But if anybody can defend what Zab Girl has done, I would really like to hear from you. Just put it in chat. And again, we will be polite. No, and everybody in chat, please do not be rude if somebody comes along and defends Zab Girl. I want to see if there's another side I'm not seeing. I can't imagine there is. Jennifer Cashman says, if Natasha Cooper showed the autopsy pics as well, isn't she being, why isn't she being given the same theory? Because she didn't charge for them. It's
again, she doesn't know this, right? She just keeps on pretending like she knows what she's talking about, and then she slowly has to admit that she doesn't actually know. And then it turns out that Natasha Cooper did put them out there, and she did charge for them, and she did exactly the same thing, and she didn't get as much pushback. And
but if she did, see, I don't even know Natasha Cooper. I have no idea who she is. But if she did show the autopsy photos, then yeah, she should get a lot of crap for it. But she didn't charge for them. That's the difference. And both are bad. Okay, both should get you kicked off YouTube, in my opinion. And again, have no clue who Natasha Cooper is. Do you know, Insightful One?
No.
Right? I have no idea who this is, but I'm just going to come over here and make some really basic statements about everything I don't know about her and pretend that I do. Like, spare me. Lori, are you seriously over here telling me that I'm mean? Like, get a grip. Either act like a grown-up or go bugger off to some channel where they put up with the likes of you. People here are not going to buy your nonsense. If you want to be blocked, I can block you from the channel. But if you want a chance to come back and act like a grown-up, maybe think on. Because I can easily block you, and I'd be very happy to do so if you're not going to grow up.
Yeah, I don't know. And how dare she show those autopsy pictures of Gannon on YouTube? Okay, but she didn't charge for them.
Yeah, but she did. It's going to find out. Oh, you banned her, dreadful. Okay, good. Yeah, I mean, whatever. I do try to give people a chance, but spare me. She's just coming over here to cause trouble. Oh, I'm trying to make peace, but I can't be bothered to say, hey, Dreadful Penny, sorry I was over here causing you trouble the other day. Spare me.
So, oh, wait, Maxine Jackson. Okay, thank you. Maxine Jackson says Natasha charged $3. Then, yeah, we should be giving her the same crap. I just have never heard of her. That's the only.
And I didn't do any research before I came online to talk about it. So just so you know, that's why. It's just because I didn't do my job. That's all.
Thing I never heard of her. So my apologies. If she's doing it, again, I haven't seen anything, so I really can't comment. But if she is doing that, then, same thing with her. Unsubscribe. And how dare she? And I don't know why they picked up on Zab Girl and not on Natasha Cooper if she's doing the same thing. I don't know. So yeah.
Obviously because people didn't catch on, or she didn't have as big a channel or whatever. But why do people do not like Tricia? Well, June loves to craft. Tricia has revealed herself in the past. Well, I mean, it's been ongoing for a long time, but people have just cottoned on very recently to the fact that she is a grifter and a scammer. And she revealed that very, very clearly by trying to sue over the estate of a recently deceased subscriber of hers. So yeah, pretty crazy. Thank you, Devon Space. That's very kind of you. £2. Yay, from the UK. My spirit animal. Oh, that's lovely. Thank you. Hi, E Bunny Time. Hey, Penny, I'm new to you and enjoying your... Oh, thank you, Downs, very much. Well, thank you. I'm glad you could come. Yeah, okay, so I'm going to let it play for a little minute because I got to hit the ladies' room. I will be back shortly.
Let's see. The guy interviewed said there was another. Oh, yeah. He did say there was another person, but he didn't name who it was. That's right. So she did charge for him. Okay, I didn't think she did. Oh, yeah, K-H. Bullhorn Betty. Yeah, you know, she'd defend anybody if it suited her. So, yeah, she doesn't count. She's like the worst, absolute worst. Stank and Stabby said, yes, she did charge for him. Okay, yes, guys, I apologize. Natasha Cooper apparently did. People are saying she did charge for the pictures. Again, I have not personally seen it, but I will take your word for it. So that's just the exact same thing and just as horrible. And she should be getting the same crap, and I don't know why she isn't. Is she as big as Zav Girl? That might be part of it. I don't know if she's like, is she really popular?
So, yeah.
You what?
I don't think so.
That might be part of the problem. So hang on, everybody, just a second. I'm getting...
So to my mind, what she just said there is that basically she deserves all of the clapback she's been getting. Again, sorry that my head's cut off, but my computer's not working right. She deserves all the clapback that she's been getting for her appalling behavior. R.E., Beth B., and Daphne, right? Because she's all out here gung-ho that other people should face consequences for their behavior. And yet she is, you know, when anybody tries to call her on her bad behavior, she just bans them and blocks them.
Text messages here. Hey, whoa, whoa.
Has anybody seen the video that she posted, I think, yesterday? It's like a 3.5 minute video of, I guess she's got a new theme song. So somebody wrote her a song for her channel, and it's just this really extremely terrible generic rock song with just really boring, stupid lyrics about, you know, being a true crime superhero or whatever. And it's like, it's called An Old Biddy in a Cowboy Hat or something. And she sits there in the video with her cowboy hat pointing up at it and going like, yeah, and like rocking out to the generic. It's so bad. I don't even want to play it. It's so bad. But you should all go listen to it because it's ridiculous. Tricia's book club on Zoom is tonight with Mike King. Mike King is a guy, right? He's a profiler guy. Is that right? He's quite successful, I think. No?
Hold on. Okay, let's see. Read this. What am I reading? I don't know. You sent me a text and you said, have Tricia read this, and I can't see what I'm reading. Did you get that text, Insightful One?
Yeah.
What am I supposed to read?
I don't understand why Insightful One can't read it. The old bat in the cowboy hat. That's it, old woman of the hills. The old bat in the cowboy hat. It is so bad. It's like, I mean, compare it to Paul from reporting live from my sofa. His little ditty for his channel is so perfect for him that it just gets stuck in your brain instantly and you can't stop singing it. But this generic rock song about the old bat in a cowboy hat, my God, it's awful. Oh God, yeah, that striptease on O-Loop, that's what I was talking about. Like, she is just deeply, deeply, deeply weird, this person.
Is
weird.
Reply on the YouTube channel, and it's a Zav Girl doubling down.
Oh, wait. Oh, I see. Okay.
Yes.
Oh, heck yeah. Let me talk to you about this. Thank you very much. That is masstime_244. You're using her poor choice for your own personal gain to get viewers. No, let me tell you why I chose this story tonight. Because it is.
Sorry, June, are you one of Tricia's fans over here to make us feel bad about calling her out for her bad behavior? Because what? She absolutely did. I mean, she didn't act. It's a clip of her doing the hoo 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 and like showing us her tatties. So you're wrong, first of all, and I can't tell if you're here to cause trouble or not. So if you're here to cause trouble, just don't bother.
It is a hot topic. I had no idea how many people I get in chat, and I don't care. I wanted to talk about it because if you know anything about my channel, I talk about the bad YouTubers a lot because they are destroying true crime. And the only way to expose a bad person masked is to talk about them. Okay? I didn't come out here and charge people to come in here and watch this. I had no.
Right? Except when anybody talks about her, Tricia's a good friend of hers. Okay, well then, June. Oh, June. Can you, boss lady, can you please? June loves to craft, can go away. Yeah. I very much doubt that she's a friend of yours, June. If anything, you seem like you're probably pretty gullible, and it seems like she's probably scammed you into thinking that you're friends just so that she can get stuff out of you. So that's very typical of Tricia. There are, affidavits in court explaining about how she does that. So maybe you want to do some investigating into your good friend Tricia, June.
No idea how many people I'd have in chat. I didn't care. I was just upset when I heard about what she was doing and saw that Landon and Al had both made a statement and how upset they were and what it was doing to the Stout family.
And she knew that she could come on here and grift for some good money, that it's a hot topic, that people are going to be outraged, that she's going to get a whole bunch of people on her channel, on her live feed, and then she can spend her time grifting for them to pay her to run her own channel.
That's what I wanted to talk about. And I am sorry you think I am using her bad choices to jack up my clicks, but that is not the case. Insightful One.
That's exactly what I think. And I mean, not to say, right? Smart YouTubers, they find the hot topics and they make videos on it because, having views and getting people to watch your content is how you make money. So, not that there's necessarily anything wrong with wanting to make a video about a topic that's currently doing well for other. Hi, Dream Feed Media. Nice to see you. Oh my goodness. Very nice to see you. I feel like it's been a while. Yeah. I lost track of what I was saying, but she's a full-on scammer in full-on scammer mode. 24/7.
Don't I always talk about bad YouTubers?
Well, yeah, you don't, when people do something like this, you don't just let it slide.
You don't ignore it. Exactly.
I need to learn how to do sound bites because this entire video is sound bites of Tricia saying that people shouldn't be doing the things that she is doing. You know what I'm saying? Oh my God. That was just it was so hard to watch. I could hardly get through that one. My God, I had to keep going. I had to keep fast forwarding because she was just yelling at everybody and not letting anybody else get a word in. Yeah, exactly. Oh yeah. Yeah. That's the whole thing, right? I feel like I want to go back and look over that video again, Tricia. The the one where she gets Grayson on to tell us all that we need to be kinder and we need to love harder, that we're just not loving hard enough. I would be interested to actually go over that video again in light of all this, because at that time that I responded to that video, I was not aware of Tricia the Grifter. I just thought she was some doofusy old lady that, you know, couldn't see past the end of her own nose. I didn't realize that she was a practice manipulator. Right. So I'm considering the possibility of revisiting those videos in the light of the latest grift.
To stop. There need to be consequences, so it'll stop. Without consequences, they're never going to stop.
Yeah, we don't just forget about it and hope it'll go.
Right. More sound bites. Without consequences, they're never going to stop. Right. And these guys are getting their consequences right now. And I am absolutely here for it. Yeah, I mean, you know what? You strike gold every video. Like literally every video that I looked at today was like some aspect of it was revealing and disgusting. This one, I just couldn't. I thought, oh, well, I'll have a, you know, listen and see what she says. And I kept thinking that I would just share part of it. But it goes on throughout the whole thing. It is the complete Darvo video.
Go away. And that's one thing that we try and do here on WebSleuths YouTube Live is we.
Sorry, I also meant to say thank you very much, Moira. I very much appreciate the memberships, and I'm sure the people who receive them feel the same way. Very generous. Thank you.
We take smaller cases, a lot of times missing persons cases, and talk about them, but we always try and have our thumb on the pulse of what people are talking about, and then we'll discuss that. So that's what this is. So no, I'm doing what I do every single night. I'm talking about a much talked about situation in true crime, okay, and helping to expose somebody who has done something horrible to get.
Right. This could literally be me talking to our little friend Lori that we just had to ban a minute ago, right? The projection with these guys is amazing.
Gannon's family. That's what I'm doing. So there you go.
I want to mention something real quick.
Yes, please.
Please, nobody post anybody's real name in chat.
Yeah, don't do that.
Yeah, we don't want to do that.
No.
I'm trying to remove them all.
Okay, let's see. This is from. Okay, I can't.
Yeah, I am very curious about that, Winky Wonder. Nice to see you. I feel like it's been a while. Winky Wonder says, I'm late, but y'all need to look into the lady Helen that Tricia lived with in California until she died. She has her ring from when Helen was a nun. Yes, I have been very curious about that. She mentions her a lot, and she's mentioned in the court case with Susan Pruitt as well. Her name comes up multiple times. So yeah, there just seems to be so many layers to this. Like, I think it's a good thing that there's a lot of creators that are digging in, because it seems like there's a lot. And then the kind of stuff that she was doing with Beth B, or was attempting to do with Beth B, has been like, it's her MO. That Beth B was not the first one by any means. Yeah, Zoo Mama. That's exactly right, Winky Wonder. She goes by Zoo Mama on her. That was her YouTube name. And she's passed now. But yeah, I think you're absolutely right. There is so much. It's just yeah, I think it's going to take a while to uncover. I think it's going to be a bit like the Lauren thing, where it's going to continue to unfold over several weeks while the real picture of what was going on starts to come out. Yeah, I mean, I think that that's absolutely right, that she's jealous of Daphne. She may be lurking. I think that Boss Lady banned her, but I mean, she can still watch. She just can't comment. She's probably lurking. She can lurk all she likes. She just can't come over here and stir stuff up in the chat. I'm just not into that. I feel like we have enough receipts, you know, that we don't need to tolerate that stuff, right? Coming over here and going, oh, you're making statement. Like, I think that we're proving that that's not what we're doing. And that if you spent any time at all, you know, you would see that We got the receipts.
Oh, what is she saying here? Be aware of what goes on. Hold on. Okay, you've sent me a. Oh, I see. I didn't see the other one. Okay, this is Zav Girl again talking. Okay, and this is on her community page. And this is what she says. This is a newer one than the one I read earlier. She says, I'm not charging for pictures. You all are just twisting it into something it's not. It is in my Patreon. It is not behind a paywall. How do you watch a Patreon? Does anybody know? I believe you have to join it, right?
Yeah, you have to join it. You pay for the Patreon membership.
Yeah,
that's go ahead.
That's a paywall.
Yeah,
because you pay for it. So, you know, if she charges $3 to join her Patreon, then she's charging $3 for those pictures.
I mean, she's not really. That doesn't math. The math doesn't quite math there. I see what she's trying to say, and I'm not defending Zav putting up these pictures for anybody who is joining us. I am no, I have to put this up here and look at this. Sognosia, Tricia, Lauren. Okay, I don't know what that word means, so I'm gonna have to look that up.
Okay, if she's charging $3 for the Patreon so you can get in and look at that video, then that's what she's charging. I see she's trying to spin it, people. She's trying to gaslight everybody here.
Okay, so Tricia's like, she's charging $3. If she's charging $3 to access all of her content, then she's not charging $3 to access those pictures. If you're paying the $3 only to access those pictures, then yes, I guess that in some way makes sense. But again, like, I just don't like to let these people talk shit about anything. Like, I'm not defending Zav. I'm defending logic. And the logic is not logicking with her, and that's why I'm pointing it out. Because, yeah, she's not going to bother to break it down because it's less salacious if she breaks it down, right? She wants to make it more salacious and make it more, you know, like Zav is even worse than she is, which, I mean, it was not a great move to publish those photos.
I wanted to share it in my private Patreon so people who wanted to view it privately can. It's all the other hypocrites that took it out of Patreon and spread it all over the internet. And they are the ones coming at me while they are taking it, watching it, and sharing it. If they really cared about what they say, then why are they coming and watching and sharing and then calling the mother to tell her? If they really cared about the family's feelings, they wouldn't have went running around to them when they would be not aware of what goes on in my Patreon. They are the ones making the parents aware of something that would have had no clue. God, her writing is so weird. Aware of something they would have had no clue, and it wouldn't have affected them in the least because they wouldn't have even been aware of my private Patreon.
Okay, so just want to comment on that too, because I don't want bullshit to fly from anyone here. That is Zav justifying and saying that, oh, like, they never would have known if you guys hadn't gone out and told them, so it's actually your fault. When she could very easily have predicted that people being people. Thank you, Dreamfeed Media. That would happen and it would get back to Gannon's parents. So, you know, I mean, technically, yes. If other people hadn't gone around announcing it and telling Gannon's father and everything, then he never would have known. But I mean, let's be honest, right? It's another manipulation to try to get it's blame shifting. It's blame shifting, and it's typical manipulator toxic behavior. And it's weird to watch this because I am so not on the side of Zav, but to have Tricia as the messenger of good in this is, again, to me, it's just a massive manipulation, right? This is like manipulation on top of manipulation, because she's always manipulating. And yet this is like the opportunity for her to disavow the very things that she does to run her grift by pointing the finger at someone else, right? It is such a great bait and switch that, I mean, I am not surprised that she took the opportunity to speak out against bad faith actors, right? It's like she does this weaponized incompetence, but this is savvy manipulating, right? This is a canny and a dangerous woman. Make no mistake. This isn't just like, oh, June loves to craft. Like, you guys are being so mean. She's just this sweet. This is serious. People get hurt, right? People like June and Lori who are over here, you know, giving me a hard time. That's whatever. But there are people who go way, way further than that. And Tricia is exposing vulnerable people who have done nothing wrong to the possibility of being sought out by people who believe everything that she's saying. It's very possible that serious real world consequences could befall the people that Tricia is telling lies about to manipulate and try to get the money of a one-time subscriber who has passed on. Like, this is dangerous behavior. And to have June loves to craft coming over here with her absurd naivety and trying to make us feel like we're bad people is just the tip of the iceberg of what people who have no critical thinking skills and develop a cult-like adoration of their, you know, heroes. That's what comes of that, right? This is not small potatoes stuff. Patricia has done a masterful job of making people think that she's this ineffectual little numpty, when in fact she is vicious and dangerous.
But nope, people have to something. They're the ones making the parent. Hold on, but nope, people have to contact them, which just shows you their true intentions. It's not because they care about the family or they wouldn't have bothered them. It's just because drama, and they have content and they have content to talk about. Are you kidding me?
Oh, I read that earlier.
Right? Like, she's not even, her outrage isn't even believable, right? Oh, is she back again? June Crafts back up is obviously, isn't it? Good God. Yeah, right? Like, this is what I'm talking about. Somebody whose little stage name is June Loves to Craft is this insistent on coming over here and making a problem. Like, you can just imagine what her followers might do to protect her. You know, against these people that she has smeared and defamed and lied about.
And that really bothered me. So basically, they're saying it's everybody else that was upset about the photo's fault
for contacting.
And please, I just want to say, I'm sure you are all much too level-headed to ever go over to Tricia's channel and harass her on my behalf. I know none of you would ever do that, but just to put it out there 100% clearly, I don't want, expect, need, you know, attack dogs or that kind of loyalty or anything like that, right? We don't need to sink to that level. I know you all know that, but I just want to be very clear about it.
Finding out, but it's not the fault of the person who actually posted them.
No, I can't believe what I'm reading.
That's like you go rob a store and you get put in jail and you say, oh, it's that cop's fault because they arrested me. They threw me in jail.
They're the ones that caused the problem. So if they had just left me alone. Okay, so let's just back up here, my friends. So Zav Girl is saying that if those people hadn't taken the pictures from her Patreon and spread it all over and called Gannon's family, then none of this would have happened. Well, let me ask you, what if you hadn't put the pictures up on your Patreon? Would they have taken them and spread them all over and called Gannon's family? Oh, wait, no, because they wouldn't have them. Do you see where
this is literally the kind of projection. This is what she's doing. This is exactly what she's doing. And she's over here providing cover for herself by attacking someone else who's uses the exact same playbook that she has. Her outrage doesn't even come across as real, right? It just comes across as performative, all of it.
Where your fault in this starts, do you get it? You did this, and that has had this domino effect. It's just like a snowball rolling downhill and picking up more snow. It's just getting bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. If you never would have posted those pictures, then none of this other stuff would have happened. Now,
if she'd never gone on those field trips, right? Yeah, she weaponizes her entire audience. Yeah, exactly, right? It's frightening. This is a frightening person. I think she is, I don't even feel like we need to say allegedly, although, I don't think that I could be sued or even accused of defaming her. She has put out evidence of every single thing that I have said about her. This is, she's, it's like, I'm thinking of like for some reason, I'm thinking of the moths that have those big spots on their backs that look like eyes, and the eyes are to like confuse the predators, so the predators think that they're watching them or whatever. It's like that level of predatory behavior that it's on the level of being her nature, that she behaves that way, right? It's just, she has been getting away with this for a long time, which means that she has a lot of internal resources to deal with the pushback.
Again, she's saying she's not charging for them. She's just putting them up in her Patreon. And maybe there's something about Patreon I don't understand. But I thought you had to pay something to get into someone's Patreon. So I guess technically she's not saying, pay me $3 and I'll show you this video. She's not doing that, but it's like, maybe pay me $3, join my Patreon, and oh, here's my video. It's joining her Patreon is charging for that video, basically. Am I making sense? I hope.
Yes.
Barely. I mean, she finally at least attempted to straighten out her nonsense that she was just spouting without knowing the truth of what was happening. Is June still here? So she came back with another name. Did she come back again? I mean, I guess you can just keep changing your name over and over, or have multiple accounts or whatever.
And the link to that law recently passed that had to do with Tristan Bailey was inspired by her. I sent it to you through email because the link was too long for me to put in chat.
Okay, and I can make it small here. So let me grab that. If you could read some of the chat people's comments, and I'll go do that right now.
Okay.
I can't remember. I saw the video. Somebody's asking if she still wears Helen's nun ring. I have seen a lot of Tricia videos just lately. I'm sure a lot of you have too. And there is definitely one I saw where she was like showing the ring and telling the story of Helen, the partying nun. But I don't remember how long ago it was. So I don't know if it was like last week or a couple of years ago, because I can't remember what video it was in.
Let me see. Lake Superior Girl 17 says, it's knowing right from wrong, but it is a way to make money. Gina Jennings says, I hope she loses every subscriber she has. And Maxine Jackson says, Trish, the true crime community needs you to speak out against this.
Thank you. And you guys, I'm not perfect. I make mistakes. I say dumb things. I want to die, but this is
anime.
Right? I mean, the projection here is amazing. This message here says, speak the truth as it is. Defend what is right and just. She earned thousands of dollars at the expense of others. Countless falsehoods and families torn apart due to her actions. So, I mean, I don't know about countless families torn apart due to Tricia's actions, but she's literally describing Tricia here. It's like the projection is so pure. It's amazing to watch.
This is done on purpose. This is done on purpose.
Oh, there's nothing worse than accidentally upsetting somebody, when you don't intend to.
Oh yeah.
And we can all do that. We can all say something that unintentionally upset somebody. And even though that's not your intention, you still apologize. I'm so sorry.
Right, exactly.
Geez, some people just don't care.
No, this is the link to the Tristan Bailey law, and I'll read this article here as well. This is a link to the article, and I shortened it so it'll fit in chat. Thank you. Is this Xanime? Zanime. I know it was Anime. Thank you, Zanime. Thank you so much for the super chat. What a sweetheart. Speak the truth as it is. Defend what is right and just. She earned thousands of dollars at the expense of others. Countless falsehood and families torn apart due to her actions. Exactly, Zanime. Again, we go back to the Kylie Rodney case for that. Absolutely. And thank you, Voice for the Voiceless, for the super chat. Thank you very, very much. I really appreciate it. You guys are the best. Thank you. Pearl Outhouse says, but didn't she say she worked so hard on this and that's why she is behind a paywall, but she deserves something for all her hard work? So that is charging people for watching the pictures. Yeah, that's what she said in her first statement, that it took her so long to make and it was so hard to make and she put all this time in it. And that's why she's charging for it. And now she says she's not charging for the pictures. So,
So just like Tricia, Zav Girl says what is ever expedient in the moment to get herself out of hot water. So yeah, I'm surprised that Tricia didn't notice that one herself, because it's one that she uses all the time.
So can you figure it out? I'm not sure.
Well, in my opinion, I don't care if somebody's charging money or not. You don't show those.
No, exactly.
Just don't do that. No, it doesn't matter. If you're subscribed to a Patreon, you subscribe to somebody and it's a monthly amount that comes out of your bank account. And then
it's interesting to me, right, that these people, I said this earlier, but I want to repeat it. It's interesting to me that they do seem to see where the boundaries are and what the right thing to do is and what the wrong thing to do is. They seem to be right on that when it's somebody else doing it. And yet they don't seem to be able to see when they're doing it. So that's very interesting, right? Because that leads me to think that they know perfectly well that what they're doing is a big, ugly, stinky grift, and that if they get caught, people are not going to like it. But they are very, very good at it. In some ways, they're less successful in terms of the followers and stuff. In some ways, they're better at it than Lauren. Lauren is such an empty vessel that, like, she is, I don't know, like, I never particularly enjoyed watching Lauren's coverage of anything. The only reason I ever really watched the channel was because I was interested in what a forensic psychologist might have to say about some of the perpetrators of these crimes. But Lauren was always incredibly off-putting, but Tricia is actually seems to have a way with people that is, she seems much easier in herself in some ways, as awkward and deeply strange as she is. She seems more at ease with herself than Lauren does.
And whatever content they upload is included with your membership level.
Right.
So
exactly,
that's how it works.
Now, did that girl get her Patreon taken down?
Yes.
She did. Okay, that's right. So if this other person, and I've already forgot her name, what was her name that they said?
Natasha Cooper.
Natasha Cooper. If Natasha Cooper is doing the same thing, then she needs to be reported to Facebook and have her to her YouTube and have her YouTube taken down. And that is horrible that she did that to Gannon's family. If she did, again, I haven't seen it, so I don't want to say that it's absolutely for certain. Let's see here.
So that's weird. Like, wouldn't you think that if it was a done deal and that she had already had her channel taken down and been like, had the things removed off the internet, that Tricia wouldn't need to come on and report on it and play all of the videos of Gannon's family members? responding to being re-traumatized about it. Right? Like, I mean, if they already succeeded in getting what they wanted, then why is she doing this? I don't get it.
Yeah, again, thanks everybody for joining us tonight. Thank you very, very much. Voice for the Voiceless says, Natasha is a ban evader. Yeah, there are some people like that who are out there. So hold on one second here. Just a minute. Jennifer Cashman says, this needs to go farther than Zap Girl and Natasha Cooper. The law about a judicial request releasing autopsy pictures of a minor should not be allowed. The law must be changed. How can that happen? That's a good point. The law needs to be changed. Now, I'm going to read you the Tristan Bailey law, okay? The Tristan Bailey Foundation helps pass a law blocking the release of minors' crime scene photos and videos.
Kresha says, so my Sunday live show is going to be about Tricia announcing her coming change of background and her plans to stalk Ramsey at CrimeCon and many other not so hidden gems. It's eye-opening for real. Okay, everybody go over on Sunday. That's tomorrow. What time, Kresha? I will definitely come and watch. Gucci says Tricia should be banned from CrimeCon just because of what she did to John Ramsey. They say, well, it's a one-party consent state. Well, yes, but you are at a convention in a non-record area. Yeah, I would agree with that. I think that she was out of line, that she was completely out of line. 7:30 p.m. Central tomorrow. Crush's live about Tricia's very suspicious glow up from this, where she's sitting in front of a cat scratch post and a wrinkled blanket. Apparently the stuff on the side in the little wire shelf is depression glass. She mentioned that. But yeah, she has a real big glow up with the clothes and the jewelry and the background and the shelves and the neon lights and all this stuff, and the timeline of when it happened and when she announced it and when she finally said that it all came from Beth B is all very suspicious. So yes, Crusher's got some mad she's got some mad research skills, so go over there. Yeah, I feel like he could. I mean, I'm not defending John Ramsey either, again, right? Like, I don't know. I'm not, there's lots of unanswered questions about that crime, but I don't think that I think Tricia sees herself as like she's being scrappy, right? She's being scrappy. She's out there being a scrappy reporter or whatever. And she doesn't really have any idea what she's... I don't know. I would have to be very, very, very sure of myself before I started attacking publicly a victim's family member. I would have to be very, very certain.
So this is in Florida. So anyway, the first big push for the Tristan Bailey Foundation, Senate Bill 404, signed by Governor DeSantis on Thursday, prohibits the release of crime scene photos of the killing of a child in Florida. The family's attorney helped write the bill into law. The law under public records no longer requires the release of photos, videos, audio recordings, and autopsy reports related to domestic violence. Matt Hansen, the Bailey family's attorney, said this moment for Tristan Bailey's family shows how their daughter, sister, and friend are making a change. If this were in effect before what happened to Tristan happened, let me read that again. If this were in effect before what happened to Tristan happened, how do you think this would have impacted the family? Hinson said. It would have taken some of the anxiety of those requests away from them.
Yeah, I mean, right. I think that's... It seems weird to me that that there needs to be a law made about it. It seems like that would have already happened at some point. And it also seems very weird to me that, not weird, but I mean, it's the same in Canada. You have to pass laws in each province. We just don't have as many. But yeah, that they would have to go state by state to try to pass laws like that, unless they managed to pass a federal law. But then do federal laws, I don't even know, could they get a federal law that would cover all the state courts and everything? I'm not even sure how that works, but I absolutely applaud efforts, that people make to try to get laws like this changed to avoid things like that happening, that there would even be a FOIA request for those, that you could even possibly get them through a FOIA request.
Hinton said there were multiple requests to see photos of the crime scene. Now, Tristan was only 13 years old when she was brutally murdered by her schoolmate in May 2020. Since then, the horrific details of her killing have been shared across the world. Bailey's family feared the crime scene photos would land in irresponsible outlets' hands. So anyway, that's for Florida. Unless they can make this a federal law, they'll have to go state by state to make it illegal to do that. So let's see here.
Right.
Oh, thank you. Thank you so much, Celestial. AK Rox's wife. Thank you for the Venmo. Yeah, I'll be going to PayPal, Venmo, and Cash App and reading your first name and your last name's first initial and thanking everyone here in a little bit. So hold on one second.
Oh, that's awesome, Kathy. Good thinking. Where did you like email them? You found their contact and emailed them? That's great. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what I think of Othram. I haven't done enough research on them to have an opinion specifically about that company, but certainly this partnership is suspect. They are suspect because of their partnership with her, in my opinion.
Okay, there we go. So it would take the other 50 states and Washington, D.C., the District of Columbia and Puerto Rico to get this law changed. So let's see here. Oh, that's right. Now, okay. I'm gonna put this up. Because now it's all coming back to me. You guys, my memory is so bad.
Hey, Olap, so nice to see you. My goodness, I have been gorging on all your amazing Tricia videos. Just an amazing job. Just an amazing job. I was particularly impressed. I can't remember what the name of the video was, but the one with just all the clips of her just deeply weird behavior, which is, to my mind, just really revealing of the kind of psychology that is underpinning all this bizarre behavior. So great work and good to see you.
So bad. Zanime, I remember when Ryan, that's Ryan Upchurch, attacked you for being fake and gave Zav Girl all the money and attention. And now the tables have turned, and boy, have they ever. Zanime, I am so happy to see you. Yeah, Zanime went through hell during it was Kylie Rodney, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yes.
So I'm
you
not
could have just asked me. I could have told you.
I know. I don't remember anything. I'm not going to go through all the details, but Zanime was horribly attacked, and it was just awful.
And so is anybody who liked the color purple.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
Or triangles.
Oh. Now wait. Now this has not been confirmed, but Zelda says Natasha Cooper is banned from YouTube. Was she the one that sat in the recliner? And
Stacy is oddly active in these videos. The only ones I've ever seen, Stacy barely ever speaks or engages. She seems to have really specific roles or whatever, but this is a couple of years ago, 3 years ago almost now, and she's way more part of the show.
Talked. And
don't we all?
Well, no, but she was a bigger woman, and she sat in the recliner and talked. I think that might be her. Hold on, let me let the dogs out just a second. if it's the one I'm thinking of.
LA Skeptic's been very busy. That's right.
Skeptic, is he here?
Oh, yeah.
Usually at least once somebody says psychopodgy, look it up in the comments, Olap, and that's because of you and all your hard work.
Yeah. No, somebody asked about him. I said he's been very busy lately.
Let me check this. Let me look up Natasha Cooper on YouTube. If you could read a few more of the things in chat for me, okay?
Okay. Let's see. Glam Dolly 30 says the truth always emerges in the end. Those toxic creeps reveal themselves sooner or later. Zav girl's defiance over G's autism.
That's you, Glam Dolly. They're reading your thing. And you're saying these people always reveal themselves eventually. And you're totally right. Oh my God. This is happening in real time.
Topsy pics reveal exactly who she is.
Zelda, Natasha Cooper is still up there, okay? She has not been banned from YouTube. I don't know where you're getting that, but Natasha Cooper is still on YouTube. So, hold on here. Just a second. Oh, go ahead and keep reading, my dear, okay?
Okay. Let's see. Deborah Barron says one or both of Gannon's parents will be on Fox 31 tonight.
Cool. Yeah, she still has a whole bunch.
Sorry, what? Cool. Cool. About Gannon's parents being on TV tonight to respond to this horrific story. I don't feel like that's cool, personally.
Bunch of lives up here.
She's so busy. She didn't even realize what she was saying. Oh, cool. That's cool. Because she's busy counting her Venmos. Allegedly.
So I don't see anything again on it, but if she was smart, she's already removed that if she had anything up, you know. So yeah, Natasha Cooper has not been banned. Judy Holiday says she was banned, but she got her channel back somehow. That happens a lot.
Yeah.
As we have seen, unfortunately. So,
you know, I can tell people, besides when something like this happens, to stand up for what you feel is right in the situation.
That's awesome, Winky Wonder. Right there we go. See, this is some good, clean humor that allows us all to laugh a little bit at this situation without laughing, you know, at people or, you know, having to bring people down to laugh. Yes, that's what I said. You were right. You said the exact thing. You said the exact thing. You were exactly right. And you're over here being right. So well done, you.
But also, you know, what I feel bad about is not only people doing stuff like this, but these sorts of people taking money from people that believe them.
Right.
They believe and they're so phony. And there are signs and things you can look for to realize somebody is full of it and they don't really care.
Right? Yes, there are. I am just agreeing with Tricia here, right? Like one of the things that makes me you know, it upsets me when people feel bad about having been taken in, because the people who should feel bad are the people that scammed you, right? You should not feel bad for having an open, trusting heart and believing people when they say that they care about the things that you care about. And that's one of the, that's what makes it like even worse. It's like, she's not just victimizing people who she's straight up targeting, but she's victimizing everybody, right? Like the people who feel bad about themselves because they believed in her, those are victims too, right? Those are heavy feelings that make us doubt ourselves and doubt our ability to negotiate and navigate the world safely, right? I would go so far as to call them like little T traumas, right? And those build up, right? And every time you feel like you've been a fool or you've been a patsy and you're stupid, it adds to that sense of unsafety in the world. And that you know, that you can't read things and that you're not kind of on top of it or whatever, right? And how many hundreds of people has she done that to? And, you know, that matters. It matters. People matter. And the way people feel about themselves matters. And to kind of brush that off as though it's kind of collateral damage or something, I think is wrong. She harms people, lots of people, with her actions.
Right, exactly.
Yeah, and we all need to do a little more research on a channel, or research what telltale signs to look for that somebody is manipulating and things like that.
Right.
That's something you can do for yourself,
right?
To educate yourself about that you can use in every area of life, but especially when you see people throwing their heart.
I mean, this is right. This is exactly it, Maury. Maury says, I thought Lauren was a real journalist for a couple of months. That's how she presented herself, right? You probably don't go around to pretending to be something that you're not. And so you don't expect other people to be doing that either, right? And it's very normal to take people at their word, right? And yet, for whatever reason, when we find out that we've been had, we blame ourselves instead of blaming the person who acted in bad faith and took advantage of our decency.
Hard-earned money at these people.
Right. And Facts Only said, would Brian Enton interview Zap Girl for what she has done? She owes the public an explanation. I heard him say last night that he had reached out to Zap Girl and would like to talk to her. And so I don't know what's happened with that.
Yeah.
Let's see here.
Yeah, very true.
Hold on here. Thank you, Zelda, for the super chat. Says that the police bringing Zap and Cooper down. No, I don't think the police are bringing them down yet. They both still have their YouTube channels. Now,
yeah, I mean, I do feel like something could, you know, that there could be real consequences for Tricia for what she did with Beth B and what she did to Daphne. Like, as far as I know and understand the law, which is, I mean, to be fair, right? I'm an ex-mechanic with an English degree. I'm not pretending any different, but I believe that she straight up defamed Daphne. And there are laws against that, and there are, you know, there can be serious consequences for that, right? So again, with the projection, I know this is before she did what she did to Beth B, but it's not before whatever happened with Helen Zoo Mama and Susan Pruitt and Mr. H and the woman who thought that Tricia was her best friend, but it turned out that she was just scamming her, right? I mean, if you feel bad for having believed in her and that makes you doubt yourself, how bad do the people that she really scammed feel, right? How big is the T of their trauma from dealing with this woman?
Zap Girl's Patreon apparently is gone. But again, this has been one of our I don't want to crusade. I think that's too dramatic of a word. But once I learned about bad actors, I started this channel in February of 2020. And once I learned about bad actors, I couldn't believe it. I was just in shock. They would actually go on and make up stories. It's still appalling to me. Yeah.
It's wild, hey? I mean, isn't that just wild? Considering who we know her to be. Do you remember the letter that I read out on one of the lives a little while ago that she wrote to Susan Pruitt, where she was whinging and crying and whining about how she was at the end of her rope and she couldn't take it anymore. And even though Susan Pruitt had just recently given her $11,000 to buy half her business off her, she was dry begging for more money and telling the story of her broken down kitchen and her broken down car and her broken down bathroom and her broken down brain and her broken down ability to live like an adult, until Susan felt so bad that she sent her $300. And she's over here. This is literally 10 years later saying, when I found out about bad face actors, I was shocked. We have proof of her bad faith acting for at least a decade at that point. More than that, because it was 2013 when the court case happened, and the evidence showed that she'd already been doing it for years. And she's, look at her, and all these people are like, she's so naive, she didn't even know. And then as soon as she found out, she was like, I am going to use my platform to fight these bad people. And she's been after it for over a decade that we have seen documentation of so far.
You know, it absolutely is
Somewhere between $20,000 and $50,000 she had from Mr. H.
appalling. So anyway.
Also, I just want to say, if people are not aware, I'm not sure where the information came from that Mr. H was Travis Alexander's father, or that Travis Alexander's father was somehow involved in any of this. Travis Alexander's father died in 1997 in a car crash, and he was raised by his grandparents. So I'm not sure where that information came from. It may be another relative of his or something, but I just wanted to say, if you've heard that, that can't possibly be the case.
I hope this is a movement, voice for the voiceless. I hope people are getting fed up with these bad YouTubers. And again, you guys, when we try and contact authorities to, like, maybe ask for an interview or something, they paint us with that same picture. Oh, you're a YouTuber. I told you about one of my girlfriends called a cop or was calling a detective.
Yeah, these bad faith actors are making her look bad. Right? Yeah. Winky Wonder says, my elderly widowed neighbor was targeted by a scammer lady in the grocery parking lot, started helping her load her groceries. It was a long grift. She stole over $200K in CDs and cash. Yeah, like, I mean, they walk among us, right? Think Jesse Krasinski, that woman who fed her victim eye drops and drained her accounts. There's many people out in the world doing this sort of stuff right now. And the fact that Tricia is so confident that she's going to get away with it, that she is brazenly putting all this stuff out on YouTube, to me is an indication of literally how long she's been getting away with it, right? It's insane to watch. I still can't believe. Like, I get that the bumbling idiot thing. I mean, I believe in part she is a bumbling idiot, and in part that she just makes that bumbling idiocy work for her as part of her grift. But the blind spots that she has about how revealing those field trip videos were is quite telling of how comfortable she is in her grift, right? How confident she is that she's going to get away with it. It's like any of these, insane criminals that go on the stand and think that they're gonna, talk the jury. So Sarah Boone, right? That she's been getting away with it all her life. And she thinks she just needs to get a hold of the right manager, right? They have no idea how they come across. Like, when you're not under the microscope, you can get away with a lot. And they underestimate what it's going to be like when they're under the microscope. Having said that, I don't know what the settlement was, how they settled out of court. She settled out of court with Susan Pruitt, and they must have had to come up with something, because they certainly had a lot of evidence against her. So she must have had to, come up with something. But basically, she seems to have gotten away with it for decades upon decades. And there's no way based on how adeptly she maneuvered Susan Pruitt, there's no way she was her first victim.
Said, was giving her credentials, and she says, and I have a YouTube channel. He goes, oh, you're a YouTuber? Click. Hung up. And that's just so typical. Yeah. It really is.
Yeah, so unfair. Poor
anyway, hold on one second here. See what everybody's saying. Tim Southern says that Cooper responded tonight. Where did she respond? Was it on her community page? Let me check her community page, okay? But before I do that, we have, real quick, we have to pay our yearly StreamYard bill. Now, my StreamYard is more expensive because I have, what the hell is your name?
The seamless transition from bad faith YouTube actors to, hey, I need you guys to pay my bills for me so that I can continue to run my YouTube channel. And her viewers don't get whiplash from that because she has them so snowed.
Insightful One and Ping come on as hosts. They have the same, the same, they have the same controls that I do. Yes. And to have extra people on, StreamYard charges for them. In fact, they have there, they have a section that says call for price, if you need this and this and this. And then I'm storing all of my videos on StreamYard. So that's why I pay $8.75, and that's why the Pro series is like $4.75. Well, if it was just me on the Pro series, and if I didn't have anybody else as my host in here, and I didn't store a bazillion videos on there, I would pay $4.75 a year. So, but that's exactly what it is. I am not lying. And the good news is we only need $175 more to pay the bill.
It's so telling. That's exactly what it is. I'm not lying. I'll take a lie detector test if I have to. I'm not lying. I mean, I know she's totally grifting and it's total bullshit, but I don't see anybody accusing her of lying. So that feels like a pretty big giveaway.
Bill, yay. So let me put this up here real quick, and then I'm going to go check Natasha Cooper's YouTube channel and see if she has responded in her community page. That'll be interesting to see. Very, very interesting.
Yeah, I think Glam Dolly, I'm on board with Jolene's take that that this was her retirement plan, that she was planning on getting the house and the cars and the accounts and the whole works, right? She was planning on moving into that house and having all of the stuff that Beth B earned through all of her hard work all her life.
And I'd like to welcome everybody in chat. If you could please hit that thumbs up, that would be so wonderful. And if you haven't subscribed, please do so. Please, please, please. Okay? Okay. Now.
I'm begging you. I'm begging you.
Oh, Trish, you'll feel better.
What's that?
Love and Coco just said, Insightful One, ping the router. It's all your fault. So you're not the only one that gets blamed for things. No.
Good. That's great.
I don't know what we did, but it's our fault, not yours this time.
Thank you. It is Ping's fault, whatever it is. Okay. Tim, I think Natasha Cooper, from what I'm getting in chat, is she responded like on a live stream tonight. I don't think it's on her community page. I'll check. Hang on, gotta let the dogs in. Come on. Poppy, come on.
Yeah.
Come on. Good boy. I know.
Well, thank you, Hillbilly Tech. I'm working on that.
Okay, let's see. Hold on, Pats. Let's see what Pats.
So why do you think that Stacy needs to have access to all the tools backstage when she never literally does a single thing about any of the things that go on backstage? Literally ever.
Patsy Cline has to say. Some people thought Patsy Cline was killed in a plane crash. We have proof she's not.
Yeah, you just freaked me out.
Patsy Cline says, I don't know, but I do feel that Zab Girl deserves the right and opportunity to apologize or make a statement of regret for what she decided to do. Many won't even accept an apology, but I would. Well, I think that is a great way to look at it. I do. And I normally would agree with you. I just feel like she won't. And even if she did, she wouldn't mean it. because of what she's done in the past. But I think that's very gracious of you to.
Right? I mean, this is it, right? We said the same thing about her, right? That she should, when she realized that the problem, like the whole thing with the Lauren thing, right? When she went out there and like supported Lauren without any, no holds barred support of her pals, Lauren and Grayson. And then when all the truth came out, when all the body cam footage came out, when everything came out and it in the courtroom audio, and it became very, very clear that Lauren was lying and defaming Christina and weaponizing the police and trying to get an innocent mother of 4 put in jail so that she could avoid the consequences of her own behavior, Tricia never came and apologized and made amends and, owned up to her mistakes, right? She never did any of that. And right now, when she's being revealed for what she tried to do to Beth B, she's not admitting what she did and owning up and making apologies. But she seems very clear on that is what people are supposed to do, right? So again, it's very revealing of the fact that she is not a bumbling numpty who doesn't realize what she's doing. She knows very well where the lines are, and she makes excuses for why it's okay for her to cross them. That's the kind of person that she is. Tricia says, since Beth B is who introduced Tricia to Othram and then them buying WebSleuths, then they could be distancing from her as manager, seeing how it's been brought to light, her grifting of Beth B. I feel like that's, if it got to them that, yeah, they might very well want to distance from her. She is clearly up to the sort of shenanigans that result in the situations that they often deal with, right? I'm not accusing Tricia of any of that, but this kind of stuff often ends very badly, a la Jeski Kurchevsky or Kurchinsky or whatever her name is, with the eye drops, right? So yeah, if they were smart, they would distance themselves from her. We were talking earlier, Krish, I'm not sure if you were here yet, we were talking about maybe contacting Beth or Daphne's lawyers and saying, hey, not sure if you're aware, but this is what Tricia has been up to behind the scenes. I mean, obviously they know what she's been up to in the courts, but maybe they don't know that she's been on her channel saying all this stuff, right? Tricia was very clear in saying that Daphne didn't know what she did, right?
Say that, Patsy Cline, and thank you for sharing it with us. You're very sweet. Petals talking about Natasha Cooper. Where did Petals go? There we go. Says, yes, it was alive, and she says she didn't feel she did anything wrong, and will send the link to her videos to anyone talking about this if you email her. Oh, good Lord. Okay. So Natasha Cooper is not apologizing or anything for showing that. That is, wow. That's just shocking. No, that is just shocking. Absolutely shocking. No, don't.
Hey, J.S. for Justice, nice to see you. I am appreciating your efforts in this endeavor, just like everybody else's. This woman is, in some ways, I mean, she's a bigger fish than Lauren Matthias. So, yeah.
I don't want to talk to that girl. I have nothing to say to her. I'm not a part of this. This is her deal. So, let's see. Hi, Barb Shelton. Good to see you. Okay. Let's see. One more thing here.
Just to say that it was Marcia, the trial lawyer, who suggested contacting the lawyers, because I was like, maybe I should contact Daphne and tell her, but like, she's this private citizen and I don't want to, who am I to start contacting her? And then it was Marcia, the retired trial lawyer, who suggested contacting the lawyers. And I was like, right, great idea.
Moonlight View, who wanted to contact Gannon's mom? Was it Natasha or Zab Girl?
Zab Girl. After the fact.
Yeah. Exactly. I'm just reading comments here real quick. Well, there you go, Dr. Quinn. That's just it. She needs to apologize to Gannon's family.
I was saying the very thing earlier, Jay. I was saying that exactly that. Like, I mean, basically every single one that you click on is just a gold mine of Tricia nonsense. And this one has just been straight up projection from the word go. It's I can't believe she's been flying under the radar for so long. She is an absolute loon.
Especially to Gannon's mother and father. No question. No question. So, let's see. Hold on here. Okay, what time? Oh, God, it's 10:46 already. Hey, guys, we were going to have Breakaway 33 on tonight, but he has graciously said he will come back another night because this show just blew up. But I'd like to bring Breakaway on anyway and ask his opinion about what we've been talking about. Breakaway, would you mind coming on? You can just nod yes or no. Yes, he's like, yes. What the hell, Tricia? Why did you? I don't know what I'm doing. What the hell are you doing? How you doing?
Hey, everyone. Doing well, thank you. And yeah, I think this, it baffles me. I think, like I said earlier, I think Patsy Cline.
I'm just going to go let the dog, I'm going to let this play for a minute and go let the dog out.
And is what shocks me is, obviously, I think there's no doubt that, like, what makes you think this would be a good idea?
Right.
So, like, it's, to me, it seems like a money, attention, etc., like ploy. But obviously, it's just, I think anybody with a mind would know that that's not the way to do it. And then what shocks me further is the apologizing. I think the parents spoken out and doubling down and saying, like, no, this is still, it's really sad to see. And I think, again, Tricia, like you say, I think something that's educated me in the show is, and obviously watching it for years, is seeing who you can trust and who's coming from a good place, and maybe those that are using it for, I don't know. I don't see how this helps Gannon, the family.
It doesn't.
Way. And it's super just, yeah. I can't believe the attention that this is getting, but I think there's a reason for that.
Well, it's shocking. And I think 99.9% of the people are really upset, and they want to hear more about it. When I hear about a topic that makes me angry, I go around and look for everything I can read and watch about it. And I think this is what's happening because it is so shocking that somebody actually did this. It would never, in my wildest dreams, I'd never think, okay, I've got a Patreon. I'm going to put these pictures up of a child, autopsy pictures, of a child that's been in a suitcase for months and months, and I'll charge money. Yeah, that's what I'll do. My God, it's not even a thought a million miles away. And then apparently Natasha Cooper is doing the same thing. It is horrific. And I think the reason why the topic is so popular, and we had over 700 in chat tonight.
Sorry, talking away while I was muted. I mean, apart from the subject matter of what Zavgirl did versus what Tricia did, she's basically describing what's happening to her right now, right? She's describing the fact that people are finding out about this and being outraged by it and going and watching more and more content about it because they're outraged by it and they want to, see action on it or whatever. So again, just with the projection. And like by this time, again, this is 2023. So she's been pulling these scams for a long, long time, right?
The reason why it's so popular is it is so shocking that people can't grasp it. And they want to hear more about it so they can wrap their heads around it. And I don't think people can wrap their heads around this. So I just, it's sad because it is it's beyond awful.
Who's Lemmy? Did I miss something? What is happening? Who's Lemmy? What did Lemmy say? Just because. Sorry, I feel like I missed something. Oh well, I guess it doesn't matter. You guys can fill me in if you like.
Just beyond awful.
It is.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Oh, no, you go ahead.
I was just going to say, do you remember when Paul Flores got arrested, I contacted my courthouse here and I got the unsealed Kristen Smart documents.
Mm-hmm.
And I would not put them online. I did not share them. And it's because I spoke to a journalist, and the journalist here told me that none of them were sharing it online because nothing was redacted in it. And so I've had those for a few years now. I never shared them because of that reason. I couldn't imagine sharing the photos of what they did.
No, of course not. You couldn't, because it's just your brain works differently. Your frontal lobe fires differently than these other people. Hold on one second here. And then I do have.
Yeah, then Lemmy's not going to like me because I definitely have a problem with that. It's true. Sorry, Lemmy.
Thank you to Celestial for this. I do have a statement from Natasha Cooper that I'm going to read. But Burnt Popcorn says, Zav has been pushing the limits for a long time and now got caught out. Thank you, Burnt Popcorn. You were right. And thank you so much for the super chat. Okay. And thank you to Celestial. I appreciate it. And this is actually like a couple of days old, but.
Yes, I very well remember Lip Smackers. That was like, Lip Smackers was life when we were in grade 7 in Toronto. I don't know if any of you had that same experience. 1978. Lip Smackers was where it's at. At Christmas time, if you were lucky, you would get the multi-pack with all the different flavors. Lip Smackers.
From Natasha Cooper. For those of you who think I am such a horrible person, check it out for yourself before you lambaste me for being a terrible human. I'm going live on Patreon to do part 2 of the Gannon Stout crime scene pictures and autopsy. Anyone at the $3 level or above will be able to view the live. If you are not a member and you are interested in joining Patreon to see this live, you can do so at blah, 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 starting at 6:30 p.m. So basically she's saying, if you don't like what I'm doing here, pay $3 and come watch what I'm doing for yourself. We don't need to watch it.
I was 12 in 1978, Tricia, just on the verge of being a teenager. Strawberry Lip Smackers, everybody, yep, oh my God. Lip Smackers was, it was terrible and cheap. I mean, we were 12, Carmex. Sparky was obsessed with Carmex. I quite like Carmex. I still look for it deliberately. 10 in 78. Yeah, I was 12. I turned 12 in 1978. You're not supposed to eat it, Mary. Come on. Like the lifesavers, that's exactly what I was thinking of. Who said that? I mean, that is exactly what I was thinking of. We would get the little book and you would open it up and it would have like 4 different packs of lifesavers on each side. Wintergreen and butter rum were my favorites. Okay, I think I'm getting bored of Tricia because we're starting to reminisce about the 70s. Somebody's driving a Ford Pinto and you survived. Well done. Oh, my mom was 17 when I was born. My goodness, I keep clicking on the wrong things because the chat moves faster than my brain. The Lifesavers books were great. Yeah, Butter Rum was my favorite. Kane's Nana. 14 in 78. Yeah, I was 12 years old. It was just before we moved. Actually, we moved to Vancouver in 1979 when I turned 13. Yeah, there's been a couple of comments about Pintos. Pintos were the ones that were famous for for blowing up. If you hit them, if you rear-ended them, they would explode. Yeah, the Lifesavers Christmas books were the best. I literally would not be able to sleep. Somebody else mentioned them. I literally would not be able to sleep. I mean, we all couldn't sleep before Christmas, of course. That's not unusual, but it was the Lifesavers book that I knew was going to be in my stocking that was keeping me awake. I know you didn't eat it, Mary. I was joking. I was just joking. Anyway, yeah, I'm bored of Tricia now, so I don't want to talk about her anymore. Also, it's 6:30, and that means that my dog, gee, your hair smells terrific. Oh my God, now we really are reminiscing. Soon we'll be singing the, remember the Charlie perfume ads? And the Angeli, I can bring home the bacon and fry it up in the pan. Never, ever let you forget you're a man. You remember that? Pintos galore in the chat here. Who is the guy? I can't remember his name. He was supposed to be her guest on the show, but she was getting so much traction from re-traumatizing Gannon's family that she She rescheduled him for the next day. Sorry, I'm trying to post this up here. Just another human. My channel smugness and my lip smacks. Yeah, sorry about lip smacks. I have tried drinking enough water before and everything, but I think it's just a factor of my opinionatedness that I go before I say everything. Yeah, the guy, I don't know. The whole thing, I'm just lost. The whole thing is just utter and complete projection, bookended by dry begging. Not even dry begging, sorry, just straight up begging for donations to pay the bills to run her own channel. Like, if you cannot pay to make the videos that you're posting on YouTube, then you have no business on YouTube, in my opinion. You know what? My videos that I made to start with, I made with my phone and my laptop that I already had. Total lo-fi. And when I made a little bit of money, I took that money and started paying for things that would improve my channel. And that's how literally everybody does it except Tricia, right? It's how everybody does it except Tricia. You have to reinvest the money into your channel that you make into your channel. This is not brain surgery. So, oh, June's back. Boss lady. I literally, June, you want to take these court papers over to your pal Jesus and see what he thinks about Tricia's behavior before you come over here telling us off for telling the truth about her? I mean, spare me. If you want to be naive all your life, do fill your boots, but come on. You don't get to talk with the grown-ups if you're going to stick your head in the sand. Christians don't rob from vulnerable elderly people. And there's literally, that is the response to any comments you might have to say about Tricia's Christianity. I mean, I very much doubt that she goes to church or whatever, but even if she did go to church, we know very well that the holiest rollers of them all can be the most, the scummiest scumbags on earth. So professing, you know who also professes to be a Christian is the POTUS. So I think we can all put that to bed now. Yeah, so I don't know. I think I'm tired. My opinions have had a great exercising, and I need to feed my little dog, who is looking increasingly anxious at me because supper time was technically 10 minutes ago. So yes, right, your actions show what kind of a person you are, and I think that you're exactly right, Jay for Justice. And I think, June, if you had any interest in seeing the truth, you would have seen it by now. Yes, Tricia's draining the life from us all. That's it. I had planned to watch the whole thing, and we nearly got there, but I can't do it. It's another 12 minutes of her pretending like she cares. So anyway, I had a wonderful time as usual. All you people give me life with your great insights and your humor and your ability to see through the bullshit. Even if at one time you weren't able to see through the bullshit. So thanks for coming, Jay and Kane's Nana and Emerald Smarty and Grizzly Bear, Kelly D and Carolyn Breeding. Hey, nice to see you. And Ancient Teapot and Kresha and Boss Lady. Always appreciate your support. Thank you for handling the trolls. Yeah, House of Rio Gucci. Yeah, I've had a wonderful time. You guys are making you guys are just warming my heart on a regular basis as usual. So I will, yeah, I will love you and leave you until next time. I have another stream planned for tomorrow, so hopefully my computer won't die before then. And if it does, I will see you next week when my new computer arrives. Bye for now.